Yeah, little fish. I say, Lord, be my savior when it comes to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just say me and I won't save us. Say amen. Amen, amen, yeah. Amen. That boys and they can't win. Can't win, can't win, can't win, can't win. Jet. Going up. We in it, we gonna. Going up. Did it like my persona. Going up. Bibbing them fast on us. We used to drive them Hondas. Now we pull up in the furnace. Glow up. Walk in. Show up, baby, hold up, glow up, boys, don't touch, we flow up, yeah, I'm laughing to the bank, all new blue Benny Franks, pulled up on him in the tank, yeah, that guy just a rap guy, I'm so mad fly in, he ain't, let me back, tight gave me, from my haters, just say me and I won't save us, say amen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, we appreciate it, Larry. It's our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. On first down, Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard at the 47-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And that's the connection, Ryan, to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
Certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Freeman again. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, Devontae Freeman scored the first points of Super Bowl 51, and he's got the first points here as he's in for 6.
And I don't want to be snarky here. It's going to come off that way a little bit, but that didn't work out so well for them in Super Bowl 51 against New England when he scored the first touchdown in that game. But I like what they've started with here. Now, here's the thing about Freeman. I love his game. Can run it inside, can get to the perimeter, can catch the football, pass protects, has an incredible passion for the game.
And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line, and the try for two, unsuccessful.
So pretty interesting. They get the opening drive touchdown. They wanted a little more. They were looking for 8, maybe something they thought about before the game started, I would imagine.
I think you're right about that. That's discussed in your staff meeting. A decision is made. I think the head coach has to blueprint it and say, yes, let's go ahead and do that. In this case, though, let's give some credit to the guys on defense. They gave up the touchdown, but found a way to regroup and keep them at the end zone for the 2-point play.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills. Right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Falcons taking over on offense in just a second, and, you know, this year ended in disappointing fashion. Now, last year was the ultimate version of heartbreak, but if you're a Falcon fan, was this one was tough to swallow as well, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because let's be honest about it. Losing in the Super Bowl, I don't care how you lose, you were in the Super Bowl, you were playing for it all. This team was supposed to be as good or better. Ultimately ended up 10-6, found their way in the playoffs, but didn't get the deep run as they had the year before. So you're exactly right. For Falcons fans, that's a tough one, but this is a team that's built to be good for a long time.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
On second down, Freeman. Oh, what a juke into space. Oh, he trucked him. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big run there by Freeman. 43 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Freeman again, a first down carry. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Here now the offensive starters for Atlanta.
It's real easy to express how much you love about Julio Jones' game, because when you watch him perform, you see a little bit of everything. You see speed, you see strength, you see the power with the run after catch. But what you don't see is the work he puts in during the week, and you also don't see this. A #1 receiver, one of the best in the league, that doesn't act like a diva.
Ryan now off the bootleg. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take this one down to the 20-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
They go play action here on first down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Trucks over him. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown. Atlanta. Tevin Coleman. 22 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he floats one there, incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
On first down, it's Savage. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Vic Beasley. One quarter in the books. 12-0 the score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
Here we go now. Green 39.
On second down, here's Savage. And he's going to go down again. Deion Jones in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Third and long. It's Savage. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. On fourth down, here's the veteran Shane Lechler to punt it away. Justin Hardy deep for Atlanta.
What friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Now Ryan. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. 2 yards gets him back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Caught by Jones. And he goes down. But not before getting this inside the 25.
Julio Jones is off to a monster first half, but still, can he reach what he did against the Panthers in 2016? Didn't he go for a cool 300 in that game?
On the dot in week 4, 300 yards. Oh, Matt Ryan had a pretty good game, too. Threw for over 500. Ryan. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. 1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. On the counter, Devontae Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. On 3rd down, that's Coleman. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And it's complete. Hooper. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Austin Hooper, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
I don't know who exactly made the call. Was it the special teams coach? But it had to be okay.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That is caught at the 7-yard line.
Partner, they're up big. They snapped the ball from the 15 for a regular PAT. Yet they fake it. Get it. Is the kicker's leg tired? What's going on here?
I don't know, but defensively, now with this deficit, now you add 2 more onto that. They fake the PAT. That stings a little.
It definitely stings, and I know the guys that played for, they wouldn't be as mad at the opposition as they would have been at us for allowing that to happen.
Here's Bosher to kick it away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. first and 10. Savage. This one complete. It's C.J. Fedorowicz. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. To throw on second down is Savage. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Does the big boy have the juice? Touchdown, Falcons. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. This will be caught at about the 6. And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line, and the try for 2, unsuccessful.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the posts. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when he snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
The same. It smelled terrible. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
A play fake to Miller. Now Savage. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Rashid Hageman in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So after the sack, Savage, the Texans with a 3rd and long forthcoming. Now the Purdue man, this is Akeem Hunt. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando where Larry Ridley.
Lined up at the 5. Freeman's going to look for space, and this 5-play drive goes for a touchdown. He'll take the early advantage. 1st and 10. Here the defense will come up with the pick. Alford's in position, and he's the one who comes away with the ball. After the pick, offense comes out now. Coleman's able to get away with the stiff arm, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown. That takes the lead up to 12. Now to late in the first half. And he'd cap off the 10-play drive with a TD. That takes the lead up to 20.
Okay, Larry, a fairly one-sided first half as we get set to go in the second half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Akeem Hunt now to return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because We often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And back to the air. Savage on second down. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And back onto the field now comes Devontae Freeman. And we have seen a decline in the number. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Now Ryan on second down. Looking for the end zone. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield?
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Brian Cushing in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So on 4th down, off goes Matt Ryan, and on is another Matt Bryant. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Muscles by at the 25. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out.
And sometimes pride wins, doesn't it? Because, yes, they're getting steamrolled here right now. They're down big, and they're going to try a fake field goal against them. Yeah, I'm not supposed to root, but good for them for stopping that one.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with third down coming up.
Waiting for a defense.